Hey again, everyone. John Bozica along with you this week for the WHBCSports.com preview review of the week. And we take a look back at, week 3 and we move on to week 4 of the high school football season.
I want to jump in here. Are you going Tyrod Taylor on me with John Bozica? I've always called you John Bozica, and I'm hearing you say John Bozica. So is that the correct pronunciation you want us to use from this point forward?
It's Tyrod Taylor, by the way, and
right.
John Bozica,
right, so
for those that were wondering.
Okay.
Kenny Roda joins me this week. He's our sideline voice on the Shears Snacks radio game of the week, and last week he had the pleasure of going to Northwest, Canal Fulton, Smilex Stadium, and the Indians, they lost a tough one to New Philly last week by a point, Kenny.
Yeah, it was a great game, though. 21-20 was the final. The Indians had a 14-7 lead at halftime, but in talking with Joe Harbour at the half, he felt they should have been up by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and that came back to haunt them because in the second it was a tale of two halves where Northwest controlled the first half. New Philly came back and controlled the second half, but it was a great late push by Northwest to try and tie the game. They scored the touchdown. Bad snap through the hands, whatever. They missed the extra point, and so Northwest comes up on the short end. First loss of the season, 21-20 to New Philly. But it was a great game, and I think there are some brighter days ahead for Northwest, not only this year, but into the future.
Luke Fennell, their senior quarterback, had a very bright week last week, along with some other names for the Indians. Now, Kenny, each week you put out Ken's top 10 in Stark County, as they can find it on WHBCSports.com and WHBC.com. And Kenny, it seems like that top 5 has kind of stayed similar with each week. At least the number 1 team has stayed the same.
Yeah, that's not going to change, I think, anytime soon. Massillon right now, to me, is the best team in Stark County. They're undefeated at 3-0. I'll give you my top 5 if you want to see the complete top 10. WHBC.com, Kenny JT show page, WHBCSports.com. I've got it this way. At number 5, all these teams are undefeated. They're 3-0. At number 5, the surprise team for me so far, the Lake Blue Streaks, 3-0. We didn't know who they played or how they played in week 1. They scored 76 points. We're like, okay, well, let's see what they do the next 2 weeks. Well, Coach DeGeorge and the Blue Streaks are now 3-0 heading into league play. So they're my number 5 team. The Sandy Valley Cardinals, 3-0. You liked them before the season started? I know. So I'm giving them some love, even with that Michigan fight song as their fight song. But Sandy Valley in at number 4. Number 3, Perry. They just keep winning. They lose guys, they replace guys, and Keith Wakefield's there, and they just keep winning. They're undefeated. They're 3-0. They had a big win over Central by 1 point. That's a heck of a matchup. So congratulations to a 3-0 start to Perry. McKinley in at number 2. All Dan Reardon has done is take a team on the road, get a big win, come back home, win some games. McKinley with Curtis at quarterback doing a great job, but Massillon right now still my number 1 team. They are so balanced. You look at offense, you look at defense, you look at special teams. They have players that excel in each of those groupings, and they're determined this year. They got to the Final Four last year. There's team unity. The discipline is great. Hardly, more than 2 or 3 penalties a game so far. So I like what Nate Moore has done so far with Massillon.
Massillon premiered as 3rd in the first AP poll of the year here in Ohio. So that's Division II. Second was Toledo Central Catholic. Number 1, of course, Archbishop Hoban, the team that everyone is after. You mentioned some of those other teams too, Kenny. Cameron Blair last week, the quarterback from Sandy Valley, 6 touchdown passes, only a sophomore. That's the thing.
Scary.
There's such youthful talent here in the county. And Kenny, you've been here now, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a year where we've been through 3 weeks and you can find this much talent on every team.
Yeah, it's fun because we're trying to get as many teams in our games, whether it's Shears Snacks Radio Game of the Week, the Healthcare TV Game of the Week, or the WHBC Sports Streaming Game of the Week. And it's great to go out to these schools and see this talent. It makes the game that much more exciting. Aiden Longwell's only a junior, right? This guy's going to be back next year, and they've got a shot to maybe meet up with Hoban somewhere down the road to take home a state championship. And there's talent. Cameron Martin for Lake is back at his running back position. Troyer's back at quarterback. Look at that. They're 3-0. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun season all the way through. Hopefully, week 15 with somebody from Stark County playing at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
Nice Freudian slip there by the roadman, Roda himself. So we move to this week now, week 4, 3 great games on the horizon. our Shearer's Snacks radio game of the week. It'll be at Perry. Jackson goes to Perry. Jackson enters 2-1, whereas Perry enters 3-0. And I forgot something.
What's that?
Thursday night. There's also
that's right.
the Holy War to take place at Central Catholic, as the Crusaders of Canton Central Catholic will play St. Thomas Aquinas in what should be maybe a rebound game for Central Catholic, and we'll see how St. Thomas has advanced through 3 weeks to this point. Our All-Care TV game this week will be at Hoover as Glen Oak goes to Hoover. Should be a tough game for the Golden Eagles, but they need a big win early in the year, and Hoover coming off their first loss of the season last week to Akron East. Then our WHBCSports.com stream game is at Louisville as the 3-0 Lake Blue Streaks go to take on 1-2 Louisville, who finally got in the win column last week. Again, he's Kenny Roda. You can catch him every day, 3 to 7, with his partner in crime, JT Turk.
True.
As they will talk Browns, Indians, Cavs, high school, whatever you want to talk with them. I'm John Bozika, or Bozika, depending on what you want to call it, Tyrod. Again, this has been the WHBCSports.com preview review of the week, and we'll catch you next week.